Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting 3-minute fix tutorial. Today we'll explore my new customized app. I'll also show you how to use it after purchasing it for $15. So let's get started. Before we start, if you're new to our channel, I suggest you subscribe and turn on notifications. If you're a student or unable to pay and get the source code, I have a workaround. I plan to create a tutorial video on how to do the customization yourself, so stay tuned. To follow this tutorial, you need to have the Dooo original license, because my Android source works with the Dooo original license only. Once you purchase the Android customized code from me, you will receive a similar zip file with all the required files added. Just unzip it and keep it in a folder. As you can see on the screen, I suggest you purchase the Duo code from Code Canyon and then do the basic installation of the panel, as there are not many changes, except for a few optional changes on the admin panel side.
Yeah, so for this source code to work, we need 3 main subdomains, each with its own purpose. The first one, WatchFi Tutorial, is the main host domain for me, but you can use any name for your host domain. The second one, Tutorial API, holds the API for Subtitles, and optionally we can change the API endpoint from Cloud DAO to your own. The third one is the Share domain, which holds the files for deep links. I will give a brief explanation on deep links in this video itself and create a separate video on deep links, as there aren't many videos on this topic on YouTube, and even if there are, they don't show it very easily.
The first thing we're going to do is localize TMDB so it points to your own domain instead of a third-party domain. Let's see how to do that. First, extract the zip file, and then go to the folder that says Subtitle and API. Now upload that zip file to your API domain that you created exclusive for this purpose. Once uploaded, extract the files to your server. Don't worry, the files are safe as they come directly from my server. However, you can also scan the files with VirusTotal if you'd like. The file named gized compress compressor is meant for subtitles from Open Subtitles. This file converts the gized file to VTT format and stores the hashed file on your server. It then serves the subtitle to your app via the API securely with the origin header. Inside the API folder, we have our TMDB API files. These files play a crucial role in importing movies and series along with their logos to your admin panel. For the best experience, change the origin URL to your own URL so that this will work only for your own host, not for others. Now go to your admin panel's hosted file manager or folder, navigate to the config folder inside the application folder, and choose config PHP. Here, we need to declare our API globally so we can use it anywhere inside the CodeIgniter interface without re-adding the URL.
You don't need to type it manually, just open my version of the config file in Notepad preferably. Now, choose Find and Replace, replace my URL with your API URL, and press Replace All. This will replace the URL without any issues. Make sure to replace it with HTTPS.
Now just paste the API URLs here and save the config file. After this, you can manually replace the files from the zip file. You can either copy paste the code or replace the files by overwriting as per your preference. I'll leave that up to you. Make sure to change the API key. I will reset my API key after this video to ensure that your server is not dependent on my API key at any time. I will show you how to securely place the views folder. The other folders you can replace yourself, so just watch how I do it if you're new to this. First step, go to your views folder and check the files. The most important files to replace are movies, series, and bulk _movies _ series, which will be included with the upcoming files, and search import files. The main changes in these files involve the API pointing to TMDB on your server, along with including logos in the fetch data. So just press upload and unzip the views folder if they aren't already. In some hosting environments, it may prompt you to replace or skip the files. Just press replace for smooth operations. Once done, you can check your admin panel for changes. Do the same for the controller and model folders. Just pause the video and try it yourself. Our movie imports successfully from TMDB API via our site API. Although it imported now, we still can't press the import or create button. If you attempt to do so, it will show error. So for that, you need to import the database and then change the controller and model files if you did earlier. For importing my modified tables, you have two options. Way one, if your tables do not have movies and series data, except the user database, simply delete those tables and import my version of the tables into your phpMyAdmin interface. The second way is to manually update your existing tables with my table version's column names. I wouldn't recommend the second step if you're in a hurry, but if you have the time, you can try it. Once you import the movies, series, and upcoming tables, the next step is to handle your user database table carefully. First, back up your user database table and open it in Notepad. Copy the insert query and go to phpMyAdmin. Delete your user database table, then go to import and import my version of the user DB. Finally, go to the SQL tab, paste the insert query, and execute it. What this does is create a new set of values in our table. This is to ensure you don't get locked out of your admin panel. Follow these steps carefully and make sure to take backups of your tables before proceeding. You might ask why you need to change the user database if you have thousands of users. In that case, you can simply use the insert query and convert it into an update query for the table. You will need to add the account status column. This column plays a major role in allowing users to disable their accounts. Once they disable their account, the panel will mark them as a banned user, meaning they won't be able to log in until the admins decide to lift the ban or the users request it. So this column is essential. I will also provide that query in the description of this video for your easy access. So right now, the status is showing as unknown because the controller doesn't recognize the changes we made in the views folder. We need to update the model API file and the admin controller file so they are aware of the changes. These files need to check the database for the new column and actively listen for the changes you've made. Just take your time and unzip the files, then import them manually. Bulk import or importing as a zip doesn't work very well. We're not going to update hundreds of files, so take your time and do it slowly. Finally, the routes PH file. This file has one or two changes, so I suggest you simply copy my version of the route into your version of the route file. With this, our admin panel customization will be complete. Make sure the bulk import, search, upcoming, and normal imports are working fine and inserting data into their respective tables before you proceed to Android Studio. Once we get the green light, we can proceed with the Android source extraction.
Yes. Now, as we discussed, it's time for Android Studio to shine. Make sure you have latest version of Android Studio for better experience. Now extract Android source code and open it in your Android Studio. If you use latest version, you won't face Gradle issues. I recommend to use latest version. Now basic things like package name, JSON file and logo things has to change. Only thing which change is we going to make this file as release APK. So it will be useful when login with Google. So let's try it. As usual, we will rename the package name, as well in the Gradle, including the namespace. Renaming namespace is important. This will avoid later conflict in building APK. This version has few sample languages, that is app languages. You're free to add more languages if you want. It's like plug and play. Next, we change the root name. This will make the project entirely yours.
First, open Android Studio and navigate to your project folder. Next, access the Mipmap folder. In the project view, select Android from the drop-down. Then, locate the rest directory, and inside that, find the Mipmap folder. Now, to add a new image asset, right-click on the Mipmap folder. From the context menu, select New, then Image Asset. In the Image Asset Studio, you can replace your app logo by uploading the new image. Note, this process only changes the app icon and does not affect the splash screen logo. Same like this, you can change the splash logo as well. From 2.8 version of Dooo, you can also change the logo from panel, but I won't recommend it. This custom version of Dooo comes with Open Subtitle auto-loaded. To avoid others misuse your subtitle storage, I use a origin header. This origin header has to match the origin header in your PAP file. Once you change it in a config file in Android Studio, you're good to go. Next is adding your JSON file and changing the package name, including namesame. You have to change the package name 3 times. First in your Gradle file app ID, next in your same Gradle file namespace, third folder name on left panel. once you rename the package name. Next, you have to create Release Build to generate KeyStore file. Go to Build and press Generate API. You can enter valid details here and make sure to save it in safe place. Next, once it build, don't worry about ACK. We just want to have KeyStore details. Now, make your project a Release 1. This will pave a way for adding your KeyStore details in your project. Just follow the screen for error-free building. Once you converted project to release, next we need to add Shade 256 key to Firebase. This ensures your app is unique. This will also helpful for Google to trust your app for login and other purpose. In your right side, you can open the Gradle and type signing report without space. This will allow you to generate the Shave fingerprint key. Make sure you generate this for Release app, not for debug. While it's building, we make sure few things. First, make sure guscompress.pap, which handles the subtitle download we talked earlier in this video. Make sure the HUT2P origin is correct and match your app config value. You can see M3U playlist folder. I will explain how that works later. So let's see if app build without error and crashes. Hooray! Here our app built without any error and reached our app's homepage. I explain one by one. Here in our dashboard, redesigned contains logo, search feature bottom we have, redesigned bottom navigation bar contains IPTV section and other sections. Don't worry, we cover each section. First, the logo. This you can also project from your admin panel itself. For now, I added as hard-coded in code. Next, I added an image logo of the movie this was inspired from Disney Hotstar application. I am happy I was able to replicate or inspire their design in our app. In this time, I also want to thank the original designer, where my app design is inspired from BTV. Designer name is Dima Kurilenko. I added his Dribbble link below. Next is search section. This section contains the trending field, including the world where all the recent items are showing. Same way it also have gene filter. Since we don't have much data, certain genres does not show. Search fragment without voice search is useless. In the modern world, people like to do things via voice search, so we included that as well. Next is sections. This was also inspired from Hotstar. where we have movies and series in tab-like interface. On clicking, we get exclusive movies-related things. One thing that was lacking in Dooo is nested recycler view. So I thought, why not we can add it? So with that, our section is now filled with dynamic genres. You can choose which one to appear on screen by setting it as featured. Next is one of the highlighted feature in this customized Android source, which is IPTV. This allows you add multiple live TV at once instead of traditional one-by-one viewing. For your convenience, I added a template with this zip file, which when you extract it, give you a form which allow you to dynamically create a IPTV list. Reason people ask me to recode the M3U list for different TV channels. I thought, why not we have universal generator that used by all? To make this list work, make sure you have M3U as one of the source in your panel, as well as create a new genre in same M3U name. Once you added and tag that genre, your list will start to show the links with their images. You can clear the caches and settings to get updated view, and now you can play and see the live TV link we added. Next is All Movies and Series section. I called it as Explorer section. We can explore the movies and series by their respective genres or by release year. I added the date till 2024. You're free to increase it as you like or make it auto. Next is Search section. We already talked, but this one has small changes. That is, we get the search result from app itself this time. There is no server involvement. So app uses a list of movies and populate that movies and series when user searches. This makes the search more easy and simple. We also redesigned the sign in page. I tried to do a sign-up process and then show you how disabling account work. Admin has full rights to make an account disable and enable as per his wish. So when user go ahead and disable account for any reason, he won't able to log in unless he send a request to admin via mail to enable his account back. If possible in future, I add a feature where we can limit user from disabling their account repeatedly. Also include the delete feature. So in real time, admins see the request and acknowledge it and enable their account from admin panel itself. Once enabled, user can try to log in and see if it work. We may let the user know via mail that account is activated again, but for now, I did not add that feature yet. I redesigned the language layout as bottom sheet. Also, About Us and Update section is redesigned. But to be honest, I did not change the UI for Update page as I thought it okay for now. Next comes the Movie Details page. This page is designed to ensure users see what we would like them to show. It includes the favorites reports for error share and other tab section. The share section need a whole new video. I do my best to cover the share and cast in a separate video, as this video itself passed 30 minutes. So let's try to play a video and see if it works. We have tabs that contains trailers, more like this, and About Us. About Us pages now load the direct TimB movies data without dependent on my server. So in case TimB is banned in your country, try using private DNS. As you can see, the design of player is changed, including cast, title, tracks, has separate bottom sheet and server, which allow you to switch the server on the go, including a bottom panel that allow you to switch the movies as you like. Most liked feature is Subtitle Autoload from Open Subtitle. This Open Subtitle allow you load the subtitle without touching your screen. I will add a working demo app so you can test everything. So if you people want to purchase this source from me, you can do that. You can purchase it for $15. Or, as part of a student offer, you can get it for $10. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, I will try to cover topics on casting and deep links, followed by a tutorial on customization so you can make it yourself without purchasing. Thank you.